My name is Urbański. I'm a trainer at ALX. I run bootcamps and training courses on databases, Linux, and Python in Poland and in the United Kingdom. So I started fairly standard. I did computer science at the Warsaw University. And then I went through a variety of enterprises, working with smaller customers, doing spec work, working at high-performance backend systems, working at database optimization. I started in Warsaw. I lived in Spain for a few years. I worked in a company based in Barcelona when we did video and audio streaming for Spanish TV and Spanish radio. I met some people there. We started a business. We ran it for a few years in Madrid. Ended up selling it to an American enterprise. So you can say I had experience with different scales and different problems that come up with enterprises of different sizes. While living in Spain, I started a small business with some friends. We called it Taxboard. It was an online dashboard to integrate your various data sources from SaaS services that your company might use. I was one of the two technical co-founders responsible for the backend, databases, system administration. So it was a small company, everyone did everything, but it was a good opportunity to learn how to make the most with the resources that you have at a small company. I've also been pretty active in the open source community. So I have contributed patches to the PostgreSQL project. I'm very fond of the project. It's one of my favorite software projects. I also do training on that. So it's a good opportunity to do some evangelism of open source and just get this technology out there, get people to know it. I really think it's something that needs more use, more buzz. It's something that I really enjoy sharing with other people. I'm still an active individual contributor. I'm still an active technologist. I think it's crucial for someone doing training to stay current and keep their hands on the keyboard, so you know what things your attendees will run against. So I still code daily, and I really like it. I wouldn't never want to stop it and just talk to people all the time, but at the same time, talking and then imparting knowledge and just explaining things to people makes you both learn yourself, learn how to explain things. It makes you a better leader in your technical role. It makes your job easier when you're explaining to your coworkers, when you're doing presentations at your work. So I think these two roles complement each other, being a successful trainer and a successful individual contributor, technology leader. They go hand in hand. At ALX, my areas of expertise are Linux, system administration, databases, PostgreSQL specifically, but I also did trainings on DB2, Oracle. I have some experience with MySQL, Python, and especially advanced Python, C extensions, advanced Python programming, and just generally more in-depth, more technically challenging, more complex things. I started doing training at ALX because I thought that would be a good test to see if I'm up to snuff with what I know, because nothing tests your knowledge as much as people just asking you questions during your training. There's always this vertigo moment when you start, when you see fresh new faces, and then you never know what questions are they going to ask, what things will they want to know. Are you actually the kind of expert you think you are? and this puts you to the test. So there's always the thrill when a new course starts, and I think that again makes you challenge yourself and makes you stay current, makes you stay up to date on the technology. So I think doing trainings and being an ALX trainer gives you this opportunity to have a constant check on your skills, to not just grow complacent wherever you work and sort of go out of your comfort zone. ALX offers training both in Poland, both stationary in Warsaw and throughout Poland, and throughout the United Kingdom. So when we do a training in the UK, one of us takes a plane, goes there, does the training for you, and then comes back, which is, for me personally, a break from the routine and the opportunity to visit places you wouldn't normally visit as a tourist. We do trainings throughout the UK, not just London, basically any place there. So I've had the opportunity to visit some of the cities that you wouldn't normally go to, but that turned out to be a really nice perk to the job, that you can travel, spend a few days in Sheffield, Manchester, London. Training people is exciting, and it's deeply satisfying. You can see people come in with, if you're doing basic training, you see people come in with essentially no idea about what will happen, and then after a few days, you see them come out with solid foundations, and there's this inner glow of, I learned so much new things. So this is very satisfying, seeing people grow, having that mentorship role, having that leadership role, and seeing people up-level their skills, seeing people open new working opportunities. So there's a lot of people who come in for these trainings thinking about career changes, thinking about up-leveling at their current workplaces. So you can see how this gives them this opportunity to do a career change, to find new roles, to become more valuable at their workplace. One of the great things about doing trainings in ALX is that you get to meet new people all the time, and after every course I leave my email. People can email me with whatever questions they have, with follow-up questions. Sometimes we're going through things that are challenging for them in their current jobs, and then we try to do exercises to make them, to give them the skills needed to solve them. And then I would get emails from people saying, hey, remember this query that we wrote, that did this weird trick where it's much faster, and then I can do my report and suddenly my process runs faster. So you have these little tidbits that make you feel good about, hey, I helped someone, I actually made a difference. One of the staples of ALX is custom training. So whatever whatever technology your team is using or is thinking about using, whatever technical challenges you are running against, we can prepare a custom training for you, which is even more challenging for me as a trainer. But challenges are something that we like here, and these initial leading weeks up to the training, where you have to up-level yourself on the technology, learn it yourself, read the documentation yourself, just prepare, are also a satisfying and challenging part of the job, one that I particularly like. I remember one training that I gave on SQL and database. I think it was DB2. And the people that we gave the training to were subcontractors of a, let's call it, large Scandinavian woodworking company with 4 letters that the first and the last are vowels. So a big enterprise, but they were doing accounting. They were essentially accountants, and what they needed to do is start running their own reporting, their own accounting processes, because the company was now giving them access to one of the accounting databases. So they essentially had to become programmers overnight in order to run those reports and just build them themselves. So they came with no knowledge of SQL at all, and scarcely any knowledge of computers more than just normal user knowledge of your normal Windows. And I think the training was 4 days. And I remember very hectic 4 days. We went through a lot of material. I was worried if they could absorb it all in such a short time, because they essentially came with no knowledge. And then I think 2 weeks after that, I got an email from one of those people saying, "Hey, just wanted to share this query that I ran that makes the report that I need for my job. And I think it works right. Could you look over it? But it really feels good to be able to just run it yourself and have this report." So I looked at it. It was correct. So that's when I thought, wow. So you can actually just take 4 days, work very hard, and suddenly gain a skill that will be valuable throughout your career.